for this one. This is a long-time, very intense rivalry. The Eagles have won 4 in a row on the road. Cowboys are the only unbeaten team in the NFL with their record of 6-0. And the level of intensity here is just about as high as you could possibly imagine. Tony Franklin will kick off for the Eagles. Rod Hill back deep for the Cowboys, and he has been doing an excellent job. Ron Fellows back there with him. Perfect day in Texas, very warm, 84 degrees. And Franklin, who played at Texas A&M, will start the action. Rod Hill from the 8. Outran the blockers. The Eagle coverage is excellent. And the Cowboys will start to operate from about their own 17. Let's check the starting lineup. Dallas won the toss, received. Danny White opens at quarterback. Tony Dorsett and Ron Springs, the runners, and Butch Johnson starting at wide receiver. Drew Pearson on the other side, as usual. Up front, a new left tackle is Phil Pozderac as Pat Donovan is injured. Herbert Scott, the left guard. Rafferty, Peterson, Cooper, and Cosby up front. The Eagles play a 3-man line front on defense, and we'll check out their alignment in just a minute. Pearson and Johnson both split wide to the right. Danny White gives off to Ron Springs, who had a great week last week against Tampa Bay. Jerry Robbins made the stop, and let's look at that Philadelphia defense. Up front, 3 guys doing good jobs. Harrison, Clark, and Hairston. 4 fast, mobile linebackers. Wilkes, Robinson, Griggs, and Joel Williams. Secondary, Roynell Young, Edwards, Logan, and the rookie from SMU, Wes Hopkins. He'll hit you. 2nd and 6. Cowboys operating from their own 21. Rafferty is the center. He got hurt a couple of weeks ago. Springs is out. Dorsett's a lone setback. They run that familiar counter. Dorsett gets around the corner. Gets a Dallas first down. Wes Hopkins plugged him out of bounds. Seen that play a few times, John? That is the final score, by the way. San Francisco 32. New Orleans Saints 13. I'm Pat Summerall with John Madden. And that counter play, they've gotten a lot of mileage out of.
Well, they have, and that's the thing that concerns Marion Campbell, is not only that counter play, but the run specifically, because he wants to use that 7-man defensive backfield, and to do that, you have to stop the run on 1st and 2nd down.
Cowboys quick count. Dorsett behind Scott around the corner for about 6. Herbert Scott with a good block. Anthony Griggs knocked him out of bounds.
Marion Campbell was saying that the thing about Dorsett is on 1st down, he averages 4.5 yards per carry. He said, we would like to keep him to about 2.5. That was a 1st down play, and he gained 7 yards on it. So that's about 3 times what he wants.
And so that dictates what kind of defense he can use. Ron Springs and Dorsett now set up deep. Dorsett about 9 yards behind the center. Rafferty. White. Chase gets rid of it on purpose. Nobody open. Let's look at the rush. Carl Hairston was the man who got there.
Of course, we see it right down here. We see the rush, the pit's in there, the guy's fighting, hands out, pretty good blocking there, but it breaks down. The reason it breaks down right at the end, he was trying to throw the ball out here to Butch Johnson. Butch Johnson was covered well by Herman Edwards.
And now the Eagles can and do make that defensive adjustment. Those of you who watched the 49ers beat New Orleans 32-13, welcome to Texas Stadium. Pat Summerall with John Madden. We just started. Score is 0-0. Springs, Dallas first down from White. Outside the 40-42, 7-yard gain.
Here we look at Ron Springs there. We see he's already caught 31 passes, 256 yards, 8.3. You know, you think of the fullback, you think of some big guy who blocks, runs short yardage and stuff. With the Cowboy offense, Ron Springs is as much a receiver as he is a runner or blocker.
And just to illustrate that point, if something happened to Cosby and Billy Joe Dupree, he is their 3rd tight end as well as their starting fullback. Here's White. Springs. 39. Reggie Wilkes knocked him out of bounds along with Randy Logan.
Of course, he lines up in a lot of different places. You see him on that time. Again, most of the time, the fullback lines up right behind the quarterback. He's way out here on the right side. He's lined up here as a wide receiver out to the right. We see Danny White just 3 steps, boom, hits it out there right now to Ron Springs. He was lined up like a flanker, one of those split end guys.
That'll make it 2nd and 1. Now look where Springs is lined up. Like a flanker. Here's Dorsett ducking and darting for a Cowboy first down, gets into Eagle territory. Joel Williams on the tackle. Nobody can see more, I think, and pick a hole better than Dorsett can.
And he doesn't like that one back in the backfield. He said that's nice for teams that have fullbacks like John Riggins. He said, I like that other back in there with me. He kind of helps blocks for me, and they can't all key on. You know, when you only have one back, there's only one guy to key on. Dorsett can draw a crowd.
The other back sort of gives you a little screen to duck behind once in a while. First down, White will throw. Looking left, has Dorsett. Dorsett has some room. And he wheels it down deeper into Eagle territory, down to about their 37. Drew Pearson, good block. 14 yards.
There's Tom Landry sending in Herbert Scott. He still calls the plays with the guards. Herbert Scott and Howard Richards exchange every play and bring in the play from Tom Landry to Danny White.
And Dorsett gets a break now, and Timmy Newsom, who scored that critical, crucial touchdown last week to tie the game and send it into overtime, replaces him at tailback, and he is ever improving. Newsom. 5 perhaps before Herman Edwards has to make the tackle. Newsom weighs about 235.
Yeah, well, of course, he used to be a fullback. Tom Landry switched him back to tailback, and in fact, he left camp when he did it, and then he decided to come back. But it's that same counter play. Watch this. He'll start to the right. Now, the Eagle defense is so aggressive that they start to that way. They start that way, and then he cuts right back and comes back to the other side and picks up about 5 yards before Jerry Robinson gets there.
Ball's at the Eagle 27, 2nd and 5. The 9th play of this drive coming up. Dorsett is back. Flag is down. Dorsett looking for some place to go. Finds it. Still goes. Could go all the way. Dorsett to the 1. About the half-yard line. Wes Hopkins finally took him down, but that penalty marker went down very early.
Did you see the referee? He's saying, hey, that's against the Cowboys. That touchdown doesn't count. You could tell by the look on his face that that wasn't a touchdown. I'll tell you, it was still a great run by Tony Dorsett.
It really was. Jerry Seaman is the referee. Dorsett gets another rest, and Newsom comes back in. And as great as Dorsett is, they don't lose a lot with Newsom in there.
Illegal motion, number 65, offense.
Kurt Peterson, who has done really an outstanding job for the Cowboys, was the culprit in that case.
Probably the strongest man on the Cowboy team, and moved a little early. You know, those offensive linemen, that's about the only time they ever get mentioned, when they move early or hold.
2nd and 10 from the 32. White on the draw to Newsom. Timmy Newsom, Dallas first down at the Eagles 15. Joel Williams tripped him up. Newsom got 16.
Watch this draw now. It was a draw trap. It's a little delay. Watch the right guard here. Kurt Peterson, the guy was just going right. He sets up like pass. Then he comes across and traps right here to make the hole for Newsom. Now watch your right guard. He starts up, pass. See, it's a pass now. Boom. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to trap right there. And Carl Hairston, he makes the block that frees Timmy Newsom.
Good block, too.
Back has a penalty, then makes a big block.
1st and 10 from the Eagles 16. Newsom again. This time not that much. Down to about the 13. Reggie Wilkes made the hit. Well, the Cowboys, as we've mentioned, and I'm sure you know, in their 6 victories every time they've had to come from behind, and it looks like that they have made up their minds that that's not going to be the case this week.
And of course, that's concerned the Cowboys and Tom Landry. You know, we're looking at their scoring by quarters. They don't do much in the first quarter. They're heavy scoring in the second quarter and in the fourth quarter.
Newsom got 2. It'll make it 2nd and 8 from the 14-yard line of Philadelphia. No score yet. White stumble coming out in the direction of Billy Joe Dupree. It hit the upright, bounced into the stands, and they'll have to regroup. Here's what John Madden was talking about.
Look at this. The Cowboys in the first period have only scored 17 points. Now, that's their problem. See, they start slowly. Then in the second quarter, they pick it up a little, 57. Go back down in the third quarter to 38. And then in the fourth quarter, they pick it up with 63. But that's their problem, that first quarter. And Tom Landry said it's just inconsistency. He said, we move the ball. Doggone it, something always stops us, and it's usually our own mistakes.
Now they go with 5 wide receivers, including Donnelly, and now Springs goes in motion. A lot of targets out of the end zone. Drew Pearson, the intended receiver. We'll see Raphael set the end.
That's the thing about the Cowboys, you know, and it's a thing that concerns them. They move the ball, and then something stops them. They get bogged down, and they have to go for the field goal, or they don't score anything.
Septien from this range is perfect. Glenn Carano will hold from 31 yards out. You had a little joust with him yesterday.
A little wrestling match. I thought kickers ought to grapple in the ground and get dirty.
I think you scared him.
Not enough to make him miss a kick.
It was pretty good. Again, I'm Pat Summerall with John Madden, and this series over the years, John, has been a very, very intense one.
Well, you know, it was interesting. Marion Campbell was saying, you know, that this is one of those games where you don't have to say to the players, hey, please, let's get ready. They know what it is, and they're always ready for the Cowboys.
Of course, the last game that the Cowboys lost here at Texas Stadium was last year after the strike when the Eagles beat them, and there's still a lot of bitter feeling about that victory.
Well, you know, and Tom Landry is saying that our biggest problem, we're 6-0, and it's a great record. He said, but the biggest problem is we create those holes for ourselves. It's not the other team. We do it ourselves. He said, we have to get more consistent offensively.
And so they got 3 points on their first drive. They kept the ball a long time. They looked very well organized and very confident about what they were doing. That's the story of that drive. 14 plays. They kept the ball 5 minutes, 4 seconds. There is the Swamp Fox, Marion Campbell, doing a good job as a head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. He, of course, had been the head man in Atlanta once before. Septien's kick goes to Glenn Young at the goal line. And Glenn Young is barreled, bounced, and buried backwards. Let's go for an NFL update to Brent Musburger in New York.
Pat, you'll love this one, being an old kicker. Watch Eddie Murray now. Hipple set to hold for Detroit. He kicks up over the top. It's a fake, and watch Hipple roll in. I mean, no one knew that was coming. It's 31-17. Let's go back to Pat.
They never let me do that, Brent. 31-17.
Little fake throw it to the kicker, huh?
No. First down, Philadelphia. Ron Jaworski, the quarterback. We'll check out the rest of the offensive unit in just a minute. Mike Williams now is the tailback, and Jaworski will go to work on first down, going deep for Quick. He's got Mike Quick, and Mike Quick will not be caught. Dennis Thurman just had to watch it all go by. But boy, is he quick.
What a way to start a game offensively. There's no need to start it, run that back up the middle and stuff and get warmed up. Ron Jaworski said, I had enough time in the sideline. Let's air that thing out in the first play. Watson, one back in the backfield. Quick is out here to the left. Thurman's man-to-man. He's running a little post pattern up inside Thurman. he's just too fast for Dennis Thurman. You know what I wonder, though? Thurman should have a little help on that from the weak safety, Michael Downs.
They were blitzing. That's
right.
what happened to him. Tony Franklin with Jaworski holding. Jaworski threw that ball before he even really got set. He just let it go early. Quick went under, and he can get that done. Franklin drills it. Things do happen quickly with Quick.
I'll tell you, he's really been something for this team. Let's watch this. We'll see the blitz coming here, and we see the rush. We see a free guy. Oh, there's Ed Too Tall Jones coming right at the end. Ron Jaworski just got that ball off.
Just laid it over the top. Tony Franklin will kick off. New England 37, San Diego 21. That's a final. That's a surprise. There's another bit of a surprise. Atlanta 7, the Rams nothing, first quarter.
That's getting to be some division out there, that Western division. Of course, the 49ers beat the Saints today, and the Rams and the Saints and the 49ers were all tied at 4-2 for first place.
That makes the 49ers now 5-2. The Falcons leading the Rams. The Saints will be 4-3. Kick is deep. It'll be Fellows at the 2. Fellows with some room. Tripped up just as he started a break. Major Everett was the man who got the foot of Fellows. Minnesota 34, Houston 14. Things don't get any better in Houston. Minnesota continues to be amazing. The Los Angeles Raiders 7, Seattle nothing. That's first quarter. That game started at the same time this one did. Danny White, the quarterback, he's been under fire here, in spite of the fact that they're 6-0.
Well, I'll tell you, he's had a lot of interceptions, and the fans don't like the interceptions. The teammates don't like the interceptions. The coach doesn't, and most of all, Danny White doesn't like that. And the thing you worry about with interceptions is confidence in a quarterback, that he doesn't lose his confidence.
Pearson in motion. Fake handoff to Dorsett. The reverse to Springs. Scott in front. Springs gets out to about the 30. Anthony Griggs played that one very well. Joel Williams made the stop.
He did play it very well. You know, that's the thing with the reverse. You always try and get the flow going one way and then hand it off back away from the flow, but Griggs started that way and he wasn't fooled. He was able to get back and make the play.
That'll make it 2nd down and 6. Cowboys operating from their own 30 with the Eagles leading 7-3. Dorsett to the 34, shy of a first down by about 3. Roynell Young made the tackle.
He was hit on the fly by Young. The ball at the 33-yard line, 3rd down, 3.
Philadelphia 7, Dallas 3. The Cowboys kept the ball over 5 minutes, got out of it with a field goal. The Eagles used one play, and they lead.
I'll tell you, that Mike Quick is amazing, isn't he? Last year was his first year with the Eagles, and he was used as the extra wide receiver. This year he's a starter, and he's leading the NFC in yardage gain.
Welcome to those of you who watched Detroit beat Chicago. Kenny Newsom down the left-hand sideline here at Texas Stadium. Pat Summerall with John Madden, where the Eagles lead the Cowboys 7-3. We're still in the first quarter. The Eagles have run one play, a touchdown. From Jaworski to Mike Quick. Quick had 2 touchdowns last week against the Giants for Philadelphia. And he is some athlete.
I'll tell you, he is. And Tom Landry made an interesting statement yesterday. He said that the Eagles lost Wilbert Montgomery. And he said if they didn't have Mike Quick, they'd be out of it. But Mike Quick has taken the place as a threat of Wilbert Montgomery.
You don't really think about the wide receiver taking the place of such a running back, but that's so true. Dorsett ducks to the 46. Ken Clark made the stop. For those of you who did just join us, here is the touchdown. Jaworski to Quick. The Eagles only play from scrimmage.
It's the first play. Jaworski's watching Quick all the way. He's running a post pattern. He just runs right by Dennis Thurman. Michael Downs, the weak safety, was held up in the middle for some reason, and Quick ran right by them both.
Second down, Dallas, and 9 from their own 46. Cosby was the man in motion. White is the man who's trying to throw. And he has Cosby right in that big Texas star, right in the middle of the field. Not enough for first. Griggs and Williams on the stop. Some of the other final scores starting to come in now. There's one, Minnesota 34, Houston 14. Those Vikings, as I said before, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they are, and they usually do it. Probably in that game was some kind of block kick that flopped around the field. Some defensive lineman picked it up and lateraled it to a linebacker who scored.
Something like that.
They always do that.
As you know, I'm sure that Eddie Biles resigned as the head coach of the Houston Oilers last week. Dallas operating from the shotgun now. The Springs in motion. White looking downfield. Into the pocket, throws. Springs was the intended target. Roynell Young was the defender, and this will be a Dallas punt coming up. Let's look at Springs.
Here we'll see him. He lines up on the right side, goes in motion on the left. He's going to run up and then try and run an in pattern. He really doesn't do a very good job of running a pattern there, and the ball was thrown over his head, but he was well covered.
Anthony Griggs again doing a good job on defense. John Warren is the Dallas punter. Rafferty will center. Check the hang time.
Well, they want 4 or 5.
They got it out of bounds at about the 17. It certainly didn't get 4 or 5. Just the ball spiraled but didn't turn over. 32-yard punt. No return, so the net is 32 yards as the Eagles lead Dallas 7-3 on the pass from Jaworski to Mike Quick.
It's here, Cadillac Cimarron 84. This one's got the touch. Clean, crisp, fun to drive. With a feel for the road and that Cadillac touch. Everywhere you look, this one's got the touch. Cimarron.
This is a TRS-80 Model 4 family.
We bought Radio Shack's TRS-80 Model 4 and saved $200. It has a huge library of educational programs.
And lots of games. I do my personal and household budgeting on it. You can't believe the money we're saving.
I'm even teaching myself to program. And the Model 4 is expandable at Radio Shack's low prices. Best of all, it's on sale now.
The TRS-80 Model 4, now only $7.99, only at Radio Shack.
Pat Summerall, John Madden. That's the situation at Texas Stadium. 1st and 10. Ball at the Philadelphia 17. Time remaining 6:15 first quarter. Eagles 7. Cowboys 3. Cowboys in that familiar flex defense. We saw him move just at the last second. Maybe he doesn't move too quick, but there are no flags. Here goes Jaworski for Quick. This time everybody was in the right place, and they throw a penalty flag. Dennis Thurman, Michael Downs, everybody back there with Quick this time. Randy White put some pressure on Jaworski. And let's go back and look at that play one more time.
This is something you can sure tell what the Eagles want to do today. They're going to pass deep against this Cowboy defense. Tom Landry saying that's not very comfortable when they have 2 plays and 2 long passes. One, of course, complete for a touchdown, and this one here was going to involve a penalty.
There was no interference on the play. The report.
Well, I think that's a very legitimate call. He had no chance to catch that ball. The flag was down because there was contact. Well, here it is.
Well, we'll see it here. Again, it's the same type of pattern. He's going to run a post in there. He starts up, then in towards the goalpost. There's Dennis Thurman. Now, what the official is saying, that there was interference there, but the ball was thrown over Quick's head, and he wouldn't have had a chance to catch it. Let's watch the pressure here. Here's Randy White working in the middle. Now watch, he gets knocked down, does a seat roll, right up in Jaworski's face as he throws the ball. It's a nice little roll. Looks like one of those wrestling type things.
Very quick roll. So that'll make it 2nd and 10, 6:09 left first quarter. The Eagles still operating from their 17. Downs up, faking blitz. Not a fake. Dutton wraps up Mike Williams. Now, things have been happening so quickly we haven't had a chance to tell you who's playing for the Eagles. Jaworski, you know, is the quarterback. Mike Williams replacing Montgomery as the tailback. Hubert Oliver is the fullback. Carmichael and Quick. A couple of tough threats, wide receivers. Walters, Kenny, Morris, Baker, Sizemore, and Vito Cab as the tight end. There's some great matchups up front, which we'll be following throughout the day. 3rd and 9, 5.5 minutes left to play first quarter. Jaworski now operates from the Eagles shotgun. Guy Morris, the center. Jaworski just has to fire, get rid of it. Looking for Quick. But the Cowboys applied the heat, and Jaworski wisely threw that one away.
Now you see the tough problem is here, you see Morris not only has to center that ball through his legs, but then he had to get to the right and get a block on Randy White. And it looked like the dike broke on that play.
Anthony Dickerson helping on a blitz. They moved Randy White to left defensive tackle and put Smerrick at right defensive tackle. A lot of looks.
How'd you like to be the center, though? He has to snap that ball and then step to his right and pick up Randy White. It's a lot of bad news there.
Tom Spladaney, the Eagle punter. Rock Hill. Darby was the man down quickly, number 94, 36-yard punt by Spladaney. A 1-yard return, so the net is 35. And Marion Campbell would like to have just a little bit more than that. Philadelphia 7, Dallas 3. We're still in the first quarter.
It wasn't easy, but now, after all those work-in lunches, late nights, and weekends away, you've made it to the top of your field. You deserve a car at the top of its field. America's luxury leader for 35 consecutive years. A car that says inside and out, in the most thoughtful and accommodating ways, you have indeed arrived.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
Bring out your best.
I wasn't drafted till the 7th round. They don't even know my name.
Bring out your best. Budweiser Light. Bring out your best. Budweiser Light. Bring out your best.
The best.
Schroeder, huh?
It has a taste all its own. Enjoy it.
Budweiser Light.
Yeah. Philadelphia 7, Dallas 3, first quarter with 5:06 left to play. First down 10 for the Cowboys, their own 46. The Eagles leading 7-3. 83 yards from Jaworski to Mike Quick on the Eagles' very first play. White. Here puts Johnson, the intended receiver. Couldn't find a handle. NFL update time, and let's take you to Brent Musburger back in New York.
The Pat and John Bartkowski continues to hold the hot hand for Atlanta, and here's his young receiver, Stacey Bailey. That was the touchdown they put on the board, so they still lead the Rams by 7. Let's go back to Pat and John.
Danny White is 5 out of 10. Harvey Armstrong has replaced Clark as the nose tackle, a position that Marion Campbell holds with great respect. We'll tell you more about that in a minute. Dorsett on the Dallas counter behind Cooper. Gets outside, sets him up, and Dorsett wheels into Philadelphia territory. Wes Hopkins knocked him out of bounds. Good block by Howard Richards.
Let's watch it from the end zone now. We'll see the nose tackle. He makes a Harvey Armstrong. He makes a move to the left, goes around the center, but there's no way, if you don't have someone from the outside coming up to stop Dorsett, there's no way he can get there. You know, the interesting thing about the nose tackle is they switch him every third series. Ken Clark plays 2 series at nose tackle, then Harvey Armstrong plays a series. He said one guy just can't play that position.
There's just too much going on. He says you get hit every play, you get hit from every direction every play. White back to Dorsett again. Oh, this is Springs, I'm sorry. That Springs hops out of the grasp of Reggie Wilkes, and he gets more out of that than probably he deserved. Pittsburgh 44, Cleveland 17. The Browns have never won in Pittsburgh at that new stadium. Buffalo 30, Baltimore 7. By the way, that Pittsburgh score was a final. Just been told. Denver 7, Cincinnati nothing. Bengals having all kinds of problems. Raiders have tied Seattle 7-7. Here at 2nd and 8 at Texas Stadium with Philadelphia leading Dallas 7-3. This time Butch hangs on. Herman Edwards, the defender. Johnson just got his body between him and the defender, between the ball and the defender, and there was nothing Edwards could do.
Let's watch it here. Butch Johnson's the outside guy. Now look, he has to come off the line, sell Herman Edwards that you're going deep, then he just stops and does that little hook in front of him. Let's watch a blocking that a nose tackle gets. Tom Rafferty's the center here. Nose tackle has to get up there. He's in, boom. So he hits into Rafferty, then the right guard comes by him, then here comes a back in there. He can't see a thing. He just has guys bumping into him all the time.
No wonder he makes those changes. White outside Pearson. Roynell Young, the defender. That is 45 games in a row in which Drew Pearson has caught a pass.
Well, of course, they see that the Eagle corner is off. You see how deep Roynell Young is here? So they know that now Pearson can come up about 3 or 4 yards, just run a quick out, and Roynell Young, because he was so deep, there's no way that he can get there to do anything about it. Now, that's a good call on first down, see, because they picked up about 9 yards on that play.
So it's 2nd down now with 3:18 left to play in the first quarter with Philadelphia leading 7-3. Here's Dorsett. He cuts down to about maybe the 10, enough for a first down. Randy Logan tripped him up.
Dorsett is so tough to play against because you never get a hit on him. You know, he's always darting and moving and sliding and gliding and falling and all those types of things. He does have good eyes, as you said.
Great.
You know, he was saying yesterday, he said, I have a broken wrist, I have a cast on my wrist, I have bad ribs, I have a rib pad, I have a bad thigh. He said, if I ever got well, I'd probably be a mental case. That's true.
First down, Cowboys. Ball at the 11. That's Crosby in motion. Penalty markers go down. Cooper has left the Dallas lineup with some sort of physical problem. Posterick has moved over to right tackle, and Howard Richards has moved to left tackle, which changes that whole offensive concept.
It sure does, and that was the guy that jumped off sides. It was Howard Richards, the left tackle, who jumped off sides. See, now because he has to play left tackle, he was calling the plays with Herbert Scott.
Ball start, number 70, offense.
Watch Doug Crosby will come in motion. Now watch number 70 there. He'll just get a little too anxious. I'm playing tackle for the first time, he said. I want to tie into that Carl Hairston. Doggone it, you got to wait, Howard, until that ball's
The problem with Cooper, by the way, is that he has a strained foot. There is a possibility he could come back. But right now it's Posterick at right tackle and Richards at left tackle. White. Crosby struggling for the end zone. Didn't quite get there, but made a great effort.
tell you, Doug Crosby's not only a big target in there, he's 6'6", but once he catches that ball, he has the strength to drag a bunch of guys around for a while with him. See him on that play, he's pretty good. You know, now he has an injury, too. He has a bad groin that they say is part of his hip. It's on the front part of his leg, and he said he can play, he can run, but he just has trouble pushing off it or cutting off that. But he looked pretty good on that play.
He looked very strong. He said yesterday when we were talking to him that he couldn't push, but it looks like he could then, didn't it?
He pushed some people in the end zone. He had some guys hanging on him, and he took them for a while. That's a first down, too.
First and goal from about a foot out. Dallas has 10 first downs. The Eagles have 1.
Watch Crosby. Oh, that was a great catch, too. Now watch him drag. One guy, here comes another guy. He drags him. And I'll tell you, the rule, of course, for a touchdown is the ball has to break the plane. You see where the ball is? There's the football. The football has to break the plane. Boom. Yeah, right down there, close enough to the first down. You have to score from here.
Pretty good effort by Crosby. About time for Springs. Touchdown. Springs.
Good call, Coach. You said it's about time for Springs, and here comes Springs. Watch this from the ground level. Now here's Howard Richards. He's playing tight end on that play on the strong side. So Howard Richards leads the blocking on that side. He played left guard, left tackle, and tight end.
That's one of the things about those Dallas offensive linemen. Most of them can play 2 or 3, all the positions that injury situations require. Septien for the extra point, and the Cowboys now lead 10-7. Seaman indicating that it's good. We have a minute 54 left in the first quarter. 54 yards. The Cowboys went to recapture the lead.
You know people like us. We're teachers. Firemen. People just like you. These are the uniforms we wear at work. But these are the uniforms we wear when we serve part-time in the reserves and the National Guard. You see, in the reserves and the Guard, you not only serve your country, you're part of a first-rate team, training alongside real buddies. Yet while you serve, you can live at home and keep your full-time job. Because in the reserves and the Guard, you don't have to give up one life to live another.
The reserves and the National Guard. Talk to your local recruiter.
First class. For you, it's a way of life in everything you do, including the car you drive. Seville, Cadillac's finest. Elegant, distinctive, superbly crafted. Seville for 1984. A car for those who choose to go first class all the way.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
Pat Summerall and John Madden at Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys have just taken the lead over Philadelphia by the score of 10-7. Raphael Septien will kick off. Ron Springs scored the touchdown. Glenn Young to the 22.
Let's watch that touchdown again. Let's watch the guy. He's a defensive tackle right here, Harvey Armstrong. We're talking about the nose tackle, but just watch all the hits that guy takes down here. It starts off with a double team, then he gets pushed in here, just all kinds of bodies flying in, and he's the point of attack. Watch the ball snap. Here comes the guard on him, the center, the off guard. There's about 3 guys hitting him, and then here comes the ball carrier. Boom, just pushes that whole pile right on its back. Woo. Goal line defense and goal line offense.
A minute 45 left first quarter. Quick goes in motion. Cowboys blitz quickly. The Eagles had it red. Michael Downs, who came. Mike Williams was the ball carrier for an NFL update. Right now, let's go to Bryn Musburger back in our New York studio.
Pat, the Cleveland Browns turned the ball over 7 times against Pittsburgh today. All 7 resulted in scores, 2 of them directly, including this interception. The Steelers have run 4 interceptions back for touchdowns in their last 2 games. Back to Pat and John.
Right here, it's Dallas 10, Philadelphia 7 with 1:11 left first quarter. Lone setback is Williams. No flag. Outside pass intended for Quick. Thurman, the defender.
Of course, they'd gone to Quick deep the first play, and then they try it again. Now watch, here's Quick right on the right-hand side of the screen. Just up 3 steps. Jaworski's going to give him that quick shot out there. He knows Dennis Thurman's coming. The ball was a little high in the outside, but he should have caught that ball. But things happen so quick. You know, you go boom, 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 whap, and it's there. There's Marion Campbell. He's the head coach, but he still works with the defense. He was talking to the Eagle defense there.
Well, his offensive unit's on the field, and he's not even looking. Got his back to him.
Old defensive lineman. They don't look at that stuff.
Here's Jaworski. Randy White right in his face. Quick. Intended receiver again. It's Thurman. And Everson Walls back there with him. They made an adjustment of some sort. And here comes the Eagle punting unit. Watch the pressure by White.
Here's Randy White right here. Now watch the pressure that he puts on Jaworski. When you start him, he's there. He's working on Steve Kenny. He's working on Guy Morris. Double team. Get him down, a little hold there, boom, bounce right back up, and right in Jaworski's face as he throws that ball. The tough thing about that is when the guy's in his face, he can't step up.
He's got that big ham arm in his face, too. He just clubbed him down that time.
Big ham, about the size of a leg.
Here is Sladany. Rod Hill back deep. It's a better kick by Sladany. Hill looking to the sun. Takes it at his own 28. Got 1 block. So far, no flag. Eagles do a good job, though. They got a very good block. Byron Darby one more time down to cover. The good block was by Baldinger. 45-yard punt, 1-yard return, a 44-yard net. The Fox will accept that.
The company that has sparked more engines than any other company in the world now has guaranteed performance for your import. Copper Plus, designed to improve the performance of just about every imported car sold in America. Copper Plus, guaranteed to perform better, or we'll give you your money back. Copper Plus, the easiest and simplest way to improve performance, because nothing sparks like a champion. Guaranteed.
Beatico Creek, Louisiana, and Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Beatico Creek means bass, fat and tasty. And Milwaukee means beer, cold, crisp, Old Milwaukee beer, and the smooth golden light taste of Old Milwaukee Light.
Old Milwaukee.
And Old Milwaukee Light.
Taste as great as their name.
Let me tell you, it doesn't get any better than this.
Tuesday, his quest for a missing son is the only thing they share until danger brings them together. Ali McGraw and George C. Scott in China Road.
Admit it, you need me desperately.
Pat Summerall and John Madden at Texas Stadium. 84 degrees when the game began. 10-7 Dallas. 47 seconds left to play in the first quarter. To Spring. Spring running well. Gets out to about the 39 and flags go down. Anthony Griggs was the tackler. Let's see what the violation is. Personal foul. You know, John, the game has gotten so complicated and so specialized, it's almost more than you can keep up with.
Now, the funny thing was what Tom Landry said, it's so specialized now. He said all you can do is put out fires. He said you can't work on
Personal
everything.
foul, unnecessary roughness, number 48, defense, first down.
Wes Hopkins.
Wes Hopkins is right here, right on the right-hand side of the screen, 48. He's the weak safety. Now, it's probably a late hit, but there was a good block by Rafferty. Now, watch that. You see, he's down, and he comes in and puts that late hit right on the head of Ron Spring.
Hopkins Hopkins played at SMU. He's a rookie, and he's a good player. This is Dorsett behind Cooper. Dorsett makes a great cut. And another penalty marker goes down. Boy, there's an ability you cannot, no matter how long you're in this business, you know you can't coach that.
Now, that's natural. And most of those things, like those running, those instincts, you're born with those types of things. So there's a penalty now against the Cowboys, so they just got a 15-yard penalty, and now they'll lose 15 yards.
That's a clip or an illegal block from behind, or whatever you want to call it.
I think that one was a clip. The illegal block from behind is usually in the kicking game. In the running game, it's usually the old-fashioned clip, you know.
Personal foul, clipping, number 88, offense.
That's the old-fashioned clip, 15 yards.
Penalty against Drew Pearson, number 88, who's closing in on Boyd Dowler as far as all-time career records are concerned. He needed 5 catches today to catch Dowler. He's got 1 already. This is Spring on the draw. Jerry Robinson knocked him out of bounds. 10 yards for Springs. He's running better than he has in a couple of years.
Well, I think he's getting the ball more now. You know, the Cowboys at one time, when they ran the ball, it was always Tony Dorsett right, Dorsett left, Dorsett up the middle and bounce out. Now they seem to be giving the ball to Ron Springs more. They seem to be using Timmy Newsom more to substitute for Dorsett. And it's not always one guy always running. They're using 3 now to run the ball.
Springs caught 11 passes last week. Offensive plays. Take a look at that. Time of possession. Cowboys lead is 10-7. Right. On his back. Almost came up with the rebound. Hopkins almost had an interception. Cosby had a chance to catch it. He's upset with himself. Big target.
I'll tell you, he is, and that's the guy that they always look for in the middle. You know, with all these zone defenses and double zones and the guys going to the outside and kicking out, you always want to work your tight end in the middle. And when he's a big guy, he's a heck of a target. Watch him. He's right in the middle. He's right perfectly in the middle of the field, right between the hash marks. He had that ball. He tipped it. Hopkins darn near had it going the other way.
And Cosby, as it came down the second time, almost came up with it again. 3rd down, 11. Automatic call by White. You heard him yelling, black, black. Pass picked off. Elbert fouls. Now they say no. And now maybe. He was down. Yes, it is an interception.
I think the reason the whistle blew is they said that Fowles was down right there, but Drew Pearson doesn't run a good pattern here. Once you start in, you have to go square. He's gaining a little ground. See him gain ground there? He lets Fowles have that interception angle. The whistle blew because they said Fowles was down there.
And the Eagles have the ball.
My dandruff shampoo is good.
Maybe you should try something else. My dandruff shampoo really works.
Maybe you should try something else, like Selsun Blue. Doctors and pharmacists recommend Selsun Blue more than all other leading brands combined. It's #1. What that means to you is no leading brand gets rid of dandruff better than Selsun Blue. Ask your doctor or pharmacist, or try it yourself. That's all the proof you'll need. Selsun Blue. It's #1.
In 1876, Alexander Graham Bell started a communications revolution.
Watson, come here. I want you. Watson, 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 Watson.
Watson and Watson.
Today, there's a new revolution from AT&T Information Systems.
Glad you could join us, Mr. Watson.
We still on for lunch, Watson?
Goodbye for now, Watson.
AT&T Information Systems.
In 2 weeks, the NBA returns to CBS with a game that'll mark the beginning of an era. The Ralph Sampson era. Sampson, a three-time College Player of the Year at Virginia, will make his NBA debut for the Houston Rockets against Artis Gilmore and the San Antonio Spurs. So be sure to join us Saturday, October 29th at 3:45 Eastern Time for all the action.
I wonder if he'll have the impact in basketball that rookie Eric Dickerson has had in football this year.
If he does, it'll be a very successful year. Dickerson did something. Jaworski quickly outside, looking for Quickly.
Well, they're trying that other side with Quick now. You know, they started early. Of course, the first play was from Quick on the left side. He ran a post for a touchdown on Dennis Thurman. Now they put him on the right side to see what he can do against Everson Walls. That's an interesting matchup.
It really is.
Michael Quick and Everson Walls. I don't think I can remember a corner as confident as Everson Walls.
Well, we'll have a chance to look at it again because Walls is out there by himself, and now he's going to get some help from Dexter Clinkscale. Carmichael is on Thurman on the left side. Jaworski looking for Quick. Picked off by Everson Walls. Baker made the tackle, but Walls is amazing how he comes up with that ball.
I'll tell you, he is. You know, he's out here. He wants that ball thrown to Michael Quick. Look. He's playing Quick here. He's looking back at the quarterback. Now watch him. Right here, he'll cut underneath. Look, he cuts in front. I'll tell you, this guy has the greatest hands of any defensive backs that I've ever seen. That's why he gets those interceptions.
Cowboys take over.
It's here, Cadillac Cimarron 84. This one's got the touch. Clean, crisp, fun to drive. With a feel for the road and that Cadillac touch. Everywhere you look, this one's got the touch. Cimarron.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
The way some business people spend their time has very little to do with the clock. At Apple, we understand that business as usual isn't anymore. That's why we make the most advanced personal computers in the world. And why soon, there'll be just two kinds of people.
Hi.
Those who use computers.
Yeah, I'll be home for breakfast.
And those who use apples.
Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Cadillac Motor Car Division and your Cadillac dealers. Apple Computer. And by the Champion Spark Plug Company, the performance guaranteed spark plug.
Pat Summerall and John Madden at Texas Stadium. Everson Walls just picked off a run. Jaworski passed. He had thrown 75 in a row without an interception. That broke his streak and extends Everson Wall's streak. White. Looked to the outside first at Drew Pearson and then missed Doug Cosby.
Let's watch that interception again. We see two things here. We talk about double coverage. Here's Walls here. Now, the reason that he can cut in here aggressively is because he has Dexter Clinkscale here. So Jaworski, you don't want to throw into double coverage, but that's the reason that Walls can come underneath, see? Because he knows they have him sandwiched. He knows Clinkscale is behind him, so he can cut in front.
Everson Walls has intercepted Ron Jaworski's first pass, as I said, in 75 attempts. Dorsett is the lone setback for the Cowboys, and it's three started in motion. White, got to go quick. Does go quick to Springs. Springs landed on his head after being hit by Bernard Wilson.
You know, Bernard Wilson, of course, was beaten out this year by Wes Hopkins. He had injuries in preseason, and Hopkins has played so well at that free safety position that they let him stay as a starter. And one thing that they say with the Eagles is since they lost Bill Berge, they hadn't really had an enforcer in their defense. And they figure that Hopkins is that type of guy.
Hopkins is 6'1" and 208 and just a rookie. He's one of those guys that they feel can play 10 years. He will put the helmet on you. White from the shotgun, looks outside, has Duck Donnelly. Butch Johnson, I'm sorry. Enough for a first down.
Carl Hairston down. It looks like his left shoulder that he's grabbing there. Of course, I've always felt that Carl Hairston is one of the best defensive ends in this league. You know, it's tough to be a pass rusher as a three-man line end. You see, here he comes right here, down at the bottom of the picture. You see, he gets hit right there by the second guy. That was Herb Scott coming across.
Pretty tough to get a very effective pass rush from three men, but the Eagles do it.
A decade ago, Honda introduced the Civic. A simple idea based on the need to go farther on less. Now, the new car. It is based on what your driving needs are today and what they will be in the future. A new car. It is designed to move people in comfort and with unrivaled efficiency. The new car. The Honda Civic CRX.
Dallas 10, Philadelphia 7. Pat Summerall with John Madden. The Cowboys have 13 first downs. The Eagles have 1. That was on the touchdown.
And of course, the time of possession, it seems like it's been the Cowboy offense out there all day with the Eagle defense. And that's the thing that starts to show in the second half, because an offense can wear down a defense. And when a defense is on the field that long, you get that many shots at them, something bad usually happens in the fourth quarter.
I remember very well you saying that 2 weeks ago up at Minnesota. The Vikings were leading at the half, but that defensive unit had been out there an awful long time, and you said that's going to wear them down. And Dallas won the game, of course, 37-24. Carl Hairston will be back, I'll bet you.
I would too. I would take your side on that bet. There's Greg Brown, number 98. He replaces him. Now, he was a free agent. The guy, remember, he went to Kansas State, played there as a freshman, and quit football, and he was in construction in Washington, D.C., and they found him on a street. They pulled him right off the street and put him in a uniform.
Found him in a hard hat, different kind of hard hat. Here's Dorsett wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage, and there's a penalty flag from back close to the line of scrimmage. Randy Logan was up there quickly.
That's the way you have to stop the Cowboy running. You know, last week the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did a good job of that. They always seem to have someone in the Cowboy offensive backfield. You have to get penetration.
Well, the Buccaneers did a good job of that last week.
Big Dennis Harrison's given that sign. You notice that those defensive linemen, they don't know all the signs the officials make, but the one they do know is holding. And they walk around like that a lot, going, look, hey, look at this one right here.
Holding, number 65, offense, penalty decline.
They declined the penalty. By the way, Ronell Young was shaken up a few plays ago, and he is expected to return as soon as And cobwebs go away. Second and 13. 13:38 left to play in the first half. Cowboys ball at the Eagle 36. Dallas leading 10-7. Draw play. And Dorsett gets hit by Anthony Griggs. It looked like he had some room for a minute, but he just couldn't shake it. Some of the other scores. Atlanta 14, the Rams 7. The Giants 7, Kansas City 3, second quarter in Kansas City. Cincinnati and Denver 7-7, second quarter. The Raiders 10, Seattle 7, second quarter. It's 3rd and 11 here. Dorsett strolls over to the sideline. His place taken by various wide receivers and by Timmy Newsom. Bernard Wilson tackled him. Dallas first down. 19-yard gain.
Let's look at this defense. You know, the Eagles use that 7 defensive back. They play 5 underneath. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They play these guys underneath tight. Then they still have 3 deep left here. But the Cowboys have it figured out. Watch this. They find Cosby in the middle. This is a new concept here. 3-7. 3-1-7. Look at all those defensive backs covering, but he finds the guy right here, right there in the middle, who was man-to-man, Doug Cosby.
And it's first down, Dallas at the Philadelphia 15. That was Cosby who went in motion. This is Dorsett with the ball behind Kurt Peterson, and he doesn't get much done. Ken Clark came to make the stop. If you look at Tom Landry, let's take you to Brent Musburger in New York for an NFL update.
Pat, you gave the score 14-7, but here's how the Rams got the touchdown, and you know who, Eric Dickerson. This is his 11th on the season. Let's go back to Pat and John.
Back at Texas Stadium, it's 10-7, Cowboys leading. Second down and 9. The ball at the Philadelphia 14. 11:25 left to play first half. You saw what they've been able to do with Dorsett on first down, which is something they set out to do. Springs wide to the left this time. White looking wide to the right this time. Drew Pearson had it and lost it. Bernard Wilson back there with him.
Well, we're talking about Roynell Young being out of the game now, so Bernard Wilson has to play that left corner position. And we see right at the end here, he's covering Drew Pearson man-to-man in the end zone. That's a pretty good play for an X-free safety. That corner's tough, man. That's like being on an island out there all by yourself. Those guys are lonely. They talk to each other. Herman Edwards says no one likes them. No one talks to them.
They talk to each other, but there's nobody else there.
That's right. Well, they get spread out over way out there wide. That is a lonely feeling.
On the shotgun, the up-close Dallas shotgun. They rush 4 defenders this time. Cosby, Dallas touchdown. Tell you what, for a guy who can't push off, he's having a pretty good day.
Well, he's just wandering around in that middle down there. What they're doing is, again, it's against that 7 defensive backs. You see Cosby there, Springs inside him. Look, he's just working right there against Bernard Wilson. Now has him. He just comes down, but he did uncover, didn't he? That's the thing. Tom Landry told us this guy right here, Doug Cosby, is better at uncovering than anyone has ever seen. What he means is he gets covered, then he gets away from it.
Which is just what he did.
He said yesterday he couldn't do it. He's fibbing.
Cowboys 17 now. The Eagles 7 as Septian hits out of Toronto's hole. There's Doug Cosby. He looks a lot healthier than he did yesterday.
Touchdowns do that.
11:05 left to play first half.
The Honda Accord LX 4-door sedan. It comes with a long list of standard equipment. Cruise control, air conditioning, a sophisticated stereo, a lighted mirror, power door locks and windows. The Accord LX has everything. Almost. The yacht is optional.
From the land of sky blue water, from the land of time's lofty blossoms, comes the beer refreshing.
Start your party off with a bang. Crack open an ice cold ham. Always refreshing and as cool and crisp as the land of sky blue waters. And enjoy ham's special light too.